Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Mike Reed. I'm coming to you today with a video about Hoshizaki and Fogel. One you've probably heard of, the other you might not have heard of unless you're like on the East Coast. What we have is Hoshizaki America has decided to, and I'm putting in air quotes here, partner with Fogel. What it is they've actually made a investment into Fogel in a 3-year. They're going to purchase. They're going to have a 51% in Fogel within 3 years. So here, the news came out February 23rd, 2024, saying that Hoshizaki Alliance in America, because there's quite a few different parts of Hoshizaki, so they've decided to bring on Fogel. You would ask, why Fogel? What does this mean? Why do I even care? Well, I'm going to give you a little something about the inside baseball. So we have here, Fogel has been around for more than 55 years. And they say, they have their experience in Latin America. Hoshizaki has one factory in Guatemala, right? So Fogel also has factories in Guatemala. So this would automatically increase Hoshizaki's output of equipment that would cover South, Central, and North America. That is all able to be transported by land. No need for sea containers. So they're able to take care of 50 countries as part of this joining with Fogel, adding Fogel into the Hoshizaki Alliance group. So Hoshizaki Alliance is, it's nice how they say that, it is Lancer, which is in the US and the UK. I'm sorry, it's US, UK. It's out of San Antonio. You have Jackson, which gives them dishwashers. So Lancer is your beer, your beverage, that type of thing. Hoshizaki has their own dishwasher. I forgot what the JW3000 or whatever. They had 2 different models, some of which are still looking for potential buyers, unfortunately, in the United States. So they still have the laser film on them, and they're still sitting in warehouses throughout the US. Due to that setback, they decided to pick up Jackson. So now Hoshizaki covers your dishwashing in the back of the house and also at the bar. They have Lancer, which is your soda and your beer. So they're also covering the bar. And then they have Make 'em, which is also, this is like Hot Side. A lot of people don't know that. So due to this acquisition, they have Hot Side equipment and also fabrication capabilities due to the Make 'em stuff. And Make 'em is a bigger product over in Europe than it is in United States. With that being said, let me show you this one. Club Resort Business had this publication about all the stuff that Hoshizaki has been doing in Central and South America. So here, this is about Make 'em, which is Brazil. So due to this, the reason why I'm showing you this is because here you go. Make 'em is named Vendor of the Year by McDonald's and Outback Steakhouse in South America. which is all going to the pockets of Hoshizaki, right? Make them. This was some years ago. This was back in 2023 that this article came out, which is letting you know. So Hoshizaki has been playing the long game on this. What this does is this is greatly expanding your operation. If you are going to go into Central America, there are a lot of expats in Panama, a lot of Americans in Brazil, Colombia, Belize. So if you are looking to retire, this is something that you would be able to scale, something you'd be able to do. I talk to a lot of guys. A lot of my subscriber base is in their late 40s to early 70s. And if you are someone who's looking to retire and have an operation somewhere where the cost of living is a whole lot less, you are looking at Central South America and you're looking at the islands. But anyway, so here we go with what Hoshizaki is getting. This is Fogel. This is typically what you see out of the Guatemala factories. And if you look at Hoshizaki's equipment out of that factory, their merchandisers look exactly the same. Let me show you this. So due to Catering Insight magazine, Hoshizaki grabs a 25% stake in, I'm not even going to call them a rival, in a refrigeration manufacturer, because Hoshizaki only makes that one merchandiser out of the Guatemala factory. Those other refrigerators are by another company out of Mexico that is OEM supplying for Hoshizaki. So Hoshizaki has paid $28 million for this 25% stake in Fogel. And then they're going to step up that investment for the next 3 years until they get 51%, which is meaning that Hoshizaki is kind of using this to fund their investment as they sell this equipment at a discounted rate versus what they're currently doing with the other supplier. They have a stake in this company here. So they're able to get a foothold into the merchandising. I've done many of videos on 4 or 5 different companies that put their product out with let me back up on this, with the products that say Coke, Pepsi, Dr. Pepper, that type of thing. So now Hoshizaki gains that foothold in that market, which they really didn't have much in before. Not only that, but they also have, here are the Fogel ice merchandisers, which I have also given you videos on from Lear. Now, with this investment in Fogel, Hoshizaki is now, with this one investment, they're now a player in the ice merchandiser business. Hoshizaki is already heavy in the gas stations due to their ice machines, not so much with their refrigeration. So this actually gives them another foothold into the gas station business. So it's multifaceted. Here you see here pictures of, I just came across a couple of pictures that I worked on, the stuff that I worked on that were Fogel. So here's the ice merchandiser in a gas station chain that I was servicing. Here's another one, and you can see up here in the corner it says Fogel. So Fogel has been around. They actually were the founder of like Howard McRae. Howard McRae, and I'll show you that in a minute. So Howard McRae actually spun off from Fogel by way of the older brother, which is Mr. Fogel. His brother spun off Howard McRae, which makes sense because Howard McRae then picked up Fogel, I say about 3 or 4 years ago. They picked it up and brought it into the fold. And you see here, let me go back. You see here, this also, this is what Fogel's like initial product was, are these mug frosters. So this brings Hoshizaki into the mug frosting business where they were not before. So this brings them into competition with, with Howard McRae. This brings them into competition with Perlick. Perlick is very big in bar equipment. So now Hoshizaki has, and let me show you a little bit more about that. Bear with me 1 second. I'm going to. So that brings Hoshizaki also more into the bar situation. So now they have the bar backs. They also now would have a mug chiller, which they did not have before. Yeah, these were they did not have a mug chiller, which there are slight differences to this. So they have bar back equipment, bottle draws, and then with Jackson, they are able to have a glass washer. Let me see what else I got here. All right, it's finally cooperating with me. So this is helping Hoshizaki in so many different. Is helping them plug up so many different holes, which they had. One of the executives leaned over to me in one of the training classes once and told me that they were pushing refrigeration as the number one priority, which proves that they even had appointed an executive to head the refrigeration division, because Hoshizaki sees the refrigeration side of the business as just a pure cash cow, and everything they're doing is going in that way. Using Fogel, I never did see this coming. To be honest with you, I never quite saw this happening. Yeah, Fogel, as you see, with 1 star, it's a much loved. Let me see if this will take us into Fogel. So Fogel also has so now they're going to have the products that are going to be merchandised, which are merchandisers. So Coke, Pepsi, Dr. Pepper are now going to have Hoshizaki items as an option in the Dollar Generals and the Family Dollar, even Walmart, all those different places. Because they're not trying to sell to Coke. Well, I mean, they're not trying to sell to Walmart. They're not trying to sell to Target. They're trying to sell to Coke, Pepsi, Dr. Pepper. They buy these things by the truckload, and then they slap their name on it. Okay, so this is Fogel. Sorry about that. Let me get Fogel USA. Wrong one. Sorry. So Fogel also makes merchandise. Not merchandise. I mean, display cases, which is another place that Hoshizaki is light in. Here we go. Almost. Sorry, I had these. There we go. We'll go in through this way. Fogel parts. Here we go. So now you can see this is the lineup. Fogel ice merchandisers, the bar backs, the mug chillers, and then you see here the cases. These are the deli cases that was actually a hole in Hoshizaki's lineup. So Hoshizaki had some merchandisers with their recent Guatemala factory that they added, but now they're able to go into grocery and other such things. Like I said, Howard McRae has some items that were, for deli and bakery, and Hoshizaki did not have that. So now they're actually attacking quite a few in the refrigeration space, when before they were only competing with others in the ice machine space. And here, just to show you real quick, because I always like to back the stuff up, Fogel was started back in 1897. Back to 1897 when he started, and then the brother of Fogel started Howard McRae. Right? So it's a lot of this stuff is all tied in. So apparently over the years, Fogel has been increasing its presence. Right, they say in the Americas. So Fogel has been growing in Central and South America. All right, so like I said, here's their factory in Guatemala. So that's the Fogel factory in Guatemala. And then there's also certain things in Brazil. So Hoshizaki is in Central and South America. They're selling to McDonald's. They're selling to other steakhouses that are also here in the U.S. and Outback Steakhouse. And so they're growing their business over the Americas. Like I said, this just came out today. So this lets you know what kind of company that Hoshizaki is expanding into. Lets you know if you get in first, it's better than if you try to force your way in after the line has already started, sort of thing. And like I said, a lot of people are in the age of retirement. So this is something that you can do if you're looking to retire. Let me see. Yeah, if you're looking to retire and maybe move further south, I would definitely take a look at building up what you're doing here, selling it, and then starting back over down in another country. Panama, Belize, Colombia, Brazil, Guyana, any one of those places. But here is the Hoshizaki merchandisers. This is what their merchandisers look like at this current point in time. I'm trying to look and see if I can find anything where it says the factory, but if you do ever run across one and you look at the data plate, you will see that it is manufactured in Guatemala. Let me see what else we got here. And just to round this off, Hoshizaki actually has a set of hot holding. They have heated cabinets. So this is for high schools, universities, large catering facilities, resorts that you would find in the islands and things like that. Resorts and hotel chains, large 4-star hotels that do weddings and that type of thing. When they are preparing large amounts of food, they would prepare them and then they would put these in hot holding cabinets such as these. I have yet to work on one. These have just started to come out. They just added it this year to the Hoshizaki lineup. Okay, and with that, I'm going to wrap this up. But I just wanted to give you guys a little insight into what's going on in the market, how it is growing, what they are doing, what is behind some of these acquisitions, what it means. It just isn't, they just aren't buying these companies. They're buying these companies with many things in mind. So this one acquisition of a company that most people don't take much attention to allows Hoshizaki to pack many different markets all in one swoop. And I'd like to thank the platinum contributor Frank Evans. Thank you very much for your recent donation. You make it worthwhile to do these videos. I really do appreciate that. And thank you all for becoming members. I do appreciate it. It helps keep these things going. I'm working behind the scenes with YouTube. Make sure we get this thing going, because they still haven't gotten everything all straightened out as far as funding. So the Cash App is the main thing for right now. So I want you all to hit the like button. Please share the video, and as always, subscribe. Thank you all for watching the video, and have a good one.
Do here is go back.